Hello. Can you believe it? Another Thirsty Thursday. We missed last week, but we'll get into it. We'll let you know why. Are you ready? First, we skim the top. Then we get the gutter. Then we blow. Now we can crank this open. Oh, yeah. Thirsty Thursdays live and in effect. Last week we were in Las Vegas and all of our dreams came true. Let's get into it, fam. 3, 2, 1. That's a knockout.
3, 2, 1, yeah, that's a knockout. They call me kamikaze, put you in heaven's lobby. On gas, no brakes, you can never stop me. Nah, no, you can never stop me. Yeah, cause I'm the power slap king.
Slap some, baby! Hey. What's going on? Thirsty Thursday, son. Oh, man. We didn't do it last week, but I have a good reason why. Have you heard of Power Slap 13? Have you heard of International Fight Week? Have you heard of, anything underneath the sun this last couple weeks? It's been crazy. Let's get you up to speed. All right. So what day is it? Well, it's Thursday, obviously. Last Thursday, we were in Vegas. So let's go Wednesday, Tuesday. Okay. So Tuesday of last week, flying to Las Vegas. And if I get these days or dates wrong, I don't give a shit. Let's just rock and roll with this. Tuesday, we fly in with Levi. Supposed to be in the room. We get there about 11 a.m. Supposed to be in the room about 3 o'clock. We're trying to push, get in there early. But Circa, man, they got those room hours on lock. No one's up in that room, but they wouldn't let us up. Keep going, waiting. We finally go up at about 4 o'clock, I think it was, because we're supposed to be in by 3 to set up for Sweet Talks. And the guy looked at us and said, I can call and see if your room's ready. Just like that, by the way. I can call and see if your room's ready, but okay, I'll try. And Levi and I are looking at each other like, who's this guy? Try. Call and see if the room's ready or not. So this guy calls. God bless him, he called. Room wasn't ready. So long story short, on Tuesday, we got set up about 4:30 or 5, like later than we had hoped. So, but we've learned a lot the last few times. So we're a little bit thinner, lighter as far as equipment goes. So we got set up and started shooting off DMs. Hey, we're ready. Then people started coming through, man. Fans started coming through. So we had quite a few interviews that Tuesday. Jeez, man, I'll be embarrassed if I forget some people. But fam came through on Tuesday, recorded all day, edited. We were up pretty late getting through all of it, but it was a success, I would say. You know, they added a lot of new fights on this card, pretty recent leading up to the card. So there were so many fights, so many strikers we could have interviewed. We didn't get to them all. But the ones we did get to, thank you for coming up. It was so much fun. I mean, every single time, man, there's a different energy. And this time was no different. There was more passion in the interviews this go around, I would say. Really, like the sport is getting more personal. You know, guys are calling each other out. Guys are saying more personal things against one another. And you never know if that's just to hype it up and then they're gentlemen afterwards, or if they're really trying to get under someone's skin and be, be that guy, be that person or gal or girl. And you could feel that in the interviews. People just like, oh yeah, just responding back to a lot of comments that other strikers have made. And beyond that, the energy of confidence was there. The second day, just saying that, what popped in my mind, the second day we did interviews on Wednesday, Zach Lansing came up and you could just feel you could feel the energy that he was bringing, the excitement, the intensity, all that kind of stuff. And Tuesday was all about that. It was all about the interview. It was all about the editing. It was all about getting it done. Then Wednesday rolled around. We didn't have as many interviews, which gave us a lot of time. So that was good. Levi and I could really edit everything up, get it uploaded. We didn't smash out all the thumbnails in the same sitting, but we were able to get everything out before the card, which was huge. Wednesday, the screen started to go blurry when we were working on everything. So there was a trading card party that Slap News put on. So I was like, oh shit, is that still going on? So I went down and I, told everybody that, the screen was getting blurry. I had to take a break, but it was so good. It was so much fun. Yeah. Tuesday, Wednesday, we're basically just getting into Las Vegas, setting up, doing all the interviews and staying on top of everything we needed to do to get the interviews out. And this time around, it was even more validating because a lot of the strikers just said how much they love Sweet Talks, how they were looking forward to come on, and how they're looking forward to doing it again. You know, we got New Orleans coming up, and I don't know if we can pull off Sweet Talks in the traditional way. We might have to do like a Sweet Talks live. But when I mentioned we might not be able to pull it off in the same way, a couple of the strikers were just like, oh man, but we love Sweet Talks. So it's just so much fun that we're just establishing ourselves even further in this, in our little niche world of slap. It's cool. It's fun. So Tuesday, Wednesday, pretty much self-explanatory, a lot of work, but fam showed up. They showed out. We did our thing, able to hype up the card as good as we could. And then for Thursday, we still had to do a little bit of work in the morning, but shit, I'm mixing up all my days. Was the tailgate party on Thursday? You know what? Fact check me. I don't know. But the next thing on my mind is wifey was coming to town with Lucas, tiny niece, and cousin Zoe. And that was the same day as the tailgate party. So we went over to Circa, waiting until Ali arrived. Just hanging out at the tailgate party. Headrush was there. Dios Azul was there. Slap News was there. They put it together. Shit, I think there was one more there. I can't remember, but a lot of fun, dude. Hot as hell. Hot as hell. I showed up just a few minutes after 4, and there were some people there, so we're hanging out, talking, doing the thing. And I was so, dude, I was dying. And I just looked at I think it was Brandon's brother, Trent. I was just like, bro, I gotta take these clothes off. I'm jumping in the pool. Like, it's too hot. So I say, hold my phone, get this on camera, because you might as well, abuse the moment and whore up some views, right? Because we're that type, we're those people now. So I'm like, hold my phone. He's like, you want me to film it? I'm like, yeah, dude, you got to film this. Take the shirt off, shoes, socks, walk over to the pool, just put my arms up, jumped in, splashed, did a little cannonball, and attitude, perspective, life, everything just changed. No more heat, no more intensity, just a lot of cool love. You feel me? Yeah, man. Hung out there for, over an hour. Got a couple drinks. Got to see everybody. The night before, actually, I forgot to mention, the night before, I got to meet Dumpling finally, the man himself, the champ. No longer champ. Got to meet the champ finally, super heavyweight champ. And he has like an interpreter with him. And it was just cool, man. I didn't sneak a photo because, I don't know. I don't know if I didn't sneak a photo for whatever reason. So got to meet him that night. But at the tailgate party, he was there again. And I know he needs an interpreter to have like a full-on conversation. But I still kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of fucking dumb. But I still kind of was like, hey, man. And he just would nod and smile. I'm just like, hey, this is going nowhere. Didn't ask for a photo then either. But got his interpreter's number. So we're texting back and forth. And we should get him on the pod soon, which would be huge. I am dying to get his take on his match. Left side, right side. He claimed you didn't slap him at all. He claimed that he got hit a lot, but none of them were slaps. I shouldn't have counted. Like, there was a lot of intensity there, and I would love to talk to him about that. But yeah, party was cool. Wifey landed, so left, went back to the hotel, and then everyone was there. Lucas was there, Zoe was there, the tiny niece was there, Gwynny, wifey was there, of course. And that night we were kind of chill, man. We got all the bags out. And then we went to dinner at Mother Wolf, which still to this day is my favorite restaurant since we went there the first time. It's so good. It's hard to describe, except that it's awesome. That's a good description, right? It's awesome. So that was cool. We went down to dinner. It was awesome. I saw Bob Menery. If you guys know, he was walking out in a hoodie. And I went up to dap him up. And I go, hey, man, I know you don't know me. Dapped him up. And I said, but I'm a fan, man. Cool to meet you. And he goes, oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, good looking down. Good to meet you. Blah, blah, blah. And then he bounced. And then we had our dinner, talking all things slap, because Gwynny's never been before. Zoe's never been before. And yeah, we went to dinner, got out of dinner, took some photos too, because you gotta document the dinner attire, right? The dresses, cocktail dresses. So that was fun. I'm trying to think. Was that the night we went out to Hakkasan? One night we went out to Hakkasan. Shout out to Dios Azul. Shout out to Sierra. Shout out to Haley. Or Kaylee, fucked up her name. If she hears this, I'm sorry. I love you. You know I love you. That whole crew, we were going to go meet up with some people at Circa. And Robert had other ideas. Like, no, we're going to Hakkasan. So we went to Hakkasan nightclub, got in, had a great time. I mean, right by the DJ, out a little late. Lucas was losing his mind. He called my phone 50 times, 50. That doesn't include text messages. That doesn't include the first set of calls before we got to the set of 50. Like, Mans is going crazy. Where are you? Where are you? And it's just like, bro, this is why we brought your cousin Zoe, and Gwynny isn't even out with us. So, figure it out. I love you. But it was fun. Robbie Lawler had his after party there after he got inducted to the UFC Hall of Fame. So he was like right next to us and stuff. Dom was the DJ. If you're into that, I don't know. That's not my scene, but I'm sure he's awesome. But everyone was so cool, so friendly. Got to take some cool photos, dance the night away, do some drinking, do some smoking, doing all that kind of stuff. And then about 2 a.m., the party had to die. It was time to the hotel to Lucas. He sent, anyway. So, but that was still a good time. It was a surprise. We weren't expecting it. So we got to go out, do our thing. So much fun. Again, shout out to everybody that was there that let us tag along. That was a good time. And we finally made it home to Lucas. Everyone else is, of course, passed out because it's like 2:30 in the morning. Go to sleep, wake up. All the fam went out to the pool a little bit earlier than me. I went back to sleep. But then we hung by the pool that day, just hanging out, talking, good times, prepping for what's coming, right? I think that was the night of the fight. So stayed by the pool, did that whole thing. We like doing that. We like being lazy by the pool and getting some work done on the phones. It's kind of cool when your work is involved in social media so much. Speaking of Allie here, I mean, I am too, obviously, but you can hang by the pool, answer the emails, get back to the clients, but then also do your story post. You know what I mean? Get a little social media going on, which is fun. Who would have thought that would have been a way to generate revenue, is something on a phone, right? Where my 80s baby's at. But then we saw Sierra, and I forget her friend's name that was with her. Just said hello. They were going to go out that night after the party. After the card, they're going to go out to the after party was at Live this time. So we didn't have to venture off to a different property. We could just stay in Live the whole time, which is cool. So anyway, hung out at the pool, did some shopping, and then we get to the part where we're going to the card, and everyone gets their outfit on. We make our way down. We get to where the event is, and instantly, man, like you get past the metal detector, right? And you see the space open up, you see the booths, and I instantly just start clapping because I see the Head Rush fam, and I just walk up, give them a big hug, say, how are you? What's going on? And everything. It was fight time. It was fight time. Said what's up to them. They hooked up Lucas. They were so kind. And Zoe with some gear. Lucas got to slap the power cube at the monster booth, which was awesome. He got to meet not Logan Paul, so he's a Logan Paul lookalike, which, believe it or not, he has a decent following. He has like 170-something thousand followers, and he's got a couple reels with Logan Paul, so Lucas was excited about that. Maybe next time we'll actually see the real Logan Paul. Who knows? Made our way to the entry to get into the card. Found our seats, got situated, and then it was on, man. I mean, by this time, we already had a couple crazy knockouts. By this time, we had a couple crazy highlights. We keep talking about it over and over, but we should. You're talking Stunt Marshall. You're talking Dante. You're talking Chelsea. You're talking Paulina. Those two fights went bananas. So there was already a lot of commotion going on. There's already a lot of hype about the evening, right? And so we go in, we sit down, and the card starts. If I fuck up the order of the card, fam, I apologize. If I fuck up and don't mention one of the fights, and I apologize, but we're just going to run through this. So you get to our seats, and it's always fun before the fights start because you see everybody that you see friends, man. You see the fam, just everybody kind of getting their own content and saying hi to everybody. And then we get situated. Card gets going. We've got Luke, we've got Alan, and Luke's 5-0, 4-0. Again, fact check me. You know how I am. No one's beat him. No one's knocked him out. He's been stumbled, but he hasn't been laid out yet against Alan. And Alan, this is round 2 for both of them. And Alan really felt like that there was this, everybody got sick in the house on the reality show. And when we interviewed the night before or 2 days before for Sweet Talks, he was like, look, I'm not making any excuses, but this is really how I feel. I was under the weather. I wasn't myself. I hadn't had the practice time that I've had this time prepping for this fight. And he's like, I'm going to show out. And in the camera, he said his piece, what he was going to do. Okay, so now we get to the card. And Luke, by the way, I interviewed him the same day a little bit later, and he's just doing his thing. He had a path, he had a plan, and I'm sure he still does. We're going to get him on and talk to him. But that was sort of leading up to the fight. We had him at Sweet Talks, so now it's fight time. And not only did Alan win, he knocked him out. And not only did Alan get excited, he ran around the stage yelling, "Oh, everyone was, you're booing me, you're booing me." So amped up, rips his jersey off. It really was for him the moment I think he's been looking for. It really was for him the moment that he's been craving this whole time, this like redemption moment. And he didn't shy away at all. Man, he fucking called out the champ. He called out Ron. He used the moment to his advantage, absolutely. And you never know. He might be on the card in a week. I don't know. Power slap moves quick sometimes, so we'll see. And then as far as Luke goes, the other side of the coin, it was, you get to know everybody, and it's hard, man. It's hard to see him potentially really hurt. And so when they were getting Luke up onto a chair, and his dad was coming down the aisle. So I ran up to his dad, and he's like, "I got to see my son. I got to see my son." Bro, it was emotional. Even now I'm getting a little emotional. Yeah, it was emotional. It's like, how do I get to him? How do I get to him? And I just told him, like, well, if you go out this door and take two hard lefts, there's a hallway there, and you should be able to find somebody that can take you to him. Because obviously I can't just drag him back there. But there should have been somebody, security, power slap, brass, somebody in that hallway that could take him to him. And so just showed him way out. Then I went back and sat by Allie, and I'm just like, oh man, this is hard a little bit, because these people, and the other side of the coin, one side of the coin is ripping off jerseys, calling out the champ. And then the other side of the coin is, just, is everything okay? And so went and sat down, shot Luke a text, and just encouraging words. And he replied back. And so, he was all good. But, in those moments, that's, slow motion is real, I would say. But hell of a match, obviously. I mean, you go to Power Slap to see moments like that, and that's what happened. Moving along, Allie went out to get me a drink because it was drink time. And it was Mikey and Ellie. I think I'm going to feel so bad, fam. Let me look her up real quick. It's Ellie, isn't it? Dude, I am like running on so many fumes here. What do we got? Maybe 0000 maybe? I don't know. So let's just go to Mikey's page real quick. She'll have him on there. So it was Mike and Michelle, and she was going up against, I believe her name's Ellie. Oh, she's going to kill me, fam, but I deserve it. I deserve it. Let's go back. Let's hit up Power Slap's page. I want to get her name right and call her out, because she won, and nothing in Slap is given. It is all earned, and she deserves a proper shout out, man. But that match is crazy. So they always bring the energy, right, when they're coming out. She was originally, Mikey was originally scheduled to fight Paige Van Zandt. Shout out to Paige, Austin, and her team there. Hope all is well. Absolutely. She'll be back. But anyway, that's not our business to talk about. Just hope she's doing well. So yeah, this is, I'm just watching the highlights. Sorry, fam. Mikey's going, yeah, I love it. I love it. Let's scroll down a little bit more. And then there we go. There we go. We got her, fam. We got her. Yes, sir. Belly. See, there's another striker with Ellie. So anyway, shout out. She crushed it. She did her thing. And, to debut in that way, then to walk off in that way, and to show the world in a debut, this is what I'm made of in that way, was incredible. So shout out to that match. Mikey will be back. She's got a bunch, the sport loves her. Power Slap obviously loves her. So it's just it's going to happen to everybody. Look, I was talking to Anthony last night, Babyface, and he's just like, I am fully aware and fully expect for me, myself, the champ, to be knocked out one day. You can't avoid it in this sport. And nobody got knocked out, but I'm just saying that to say it happens to everybody on the lost side. And hopefully we just go back and get another chance. But as far as Belly's concerned, let's go, girl. Let's go. Get on that next card and the next card after that. Awesome job. Awesome job. After that, let's go. You know what? Why are we messing around, fam? Let's just go to it. You know what I mean? Let's just go to it. I love this card so much, Dan. I loved it so much. So we had, man, I'm just looking at all these posts. What a cool fucking night, dude. The prelims, I didn't see too much. So let's just stick with the main card. Manny That's right. And KO Chris. You know what's sad? I've watched this card twice, and just when the camera comes on, I mean, some of you will understand more than others, but when the camera comes on, I need somebody like I need a Jamie. I need a Jamie. Just, banter back and forth with. Because my style, I like to hit record and just go. You know what I mean? So everyone gets the full effect of it all. Man, what a crazy freaking card. There's a picture of Alan ripping off his shirt on powerslap.com. Yeah, I knew it was Ellie Belly Dempster. What's up? I knew I was right. Oh my gosh. Okay, doing a thing. Bryce against Zakir. That might have been the one after Mikey. Let's talk about that real quick. Bryce finally gets the chance, right, to get up there, show he hasn't left. He's always been here, right? And they bring Zakir on. I hope I'm saying his name right. Anyway, Bryce ends up winning because of a disqualification. He was stepping, and I think there was a club as well on Zakir's side. Shit, I hope I'm saying his name right. But Bryce handled it like a man. It's not the way you want to win necessarily, but ultimately you do just want to win, right? And he did get that. And he cracked the top 10 in rankings again. So shout out to Bryce, my man. Zakir, we got to have you on the show, bro. Talk about everything. But that's what happened between them. And like I said, for being out so long and finally getting the opportunity, I did want to see Bryce swing a couple of times. But nonetheless, he got the W. That's what counts. He's in the top 10 again. Let's go, son. Let's go. Crazy match. Oh my gosh, dude. You guys, Pono, and James, my guys. So I had never spoken with James on the podcast or in person. I had high-fived him in person at Power Slap 12, but that's really it. We DM'd a few times trying to get on the pod and things like that. So where I'm going with it is when I finally saw him in person up at Sweet Talks, Mans was looking thin, looking really lean, and he's just barely a heavyweight, like just barely. And you know what? We talked about it, and he's just like, he's not phased. He's ready to go to war. That was a fun conversation, by the way. We talked about the house and all that, because we just hadn't spoken to one another, right? Until that time. So it was fun to get his take on the house and kind of get a brief history of his career since it was the first time we were talking. But he did look lean. It wasn't that he didn't look, he looked ready. He just looked lean is all. And so when you're in that heavyweight class, it's just a thought that goes through your mind, how's this going to go? So the match comes up. It's Pono versus Seekman. They walk up, man. Pono's doing his thing, shouting to the crowd. Seekman's coming up, doing his thing. A little bit more quiet, but, his presence is definitely felt. And they go up and Pono did his thing. He slapped the shit out of him. And frankly, Seekman did his thing as well. When you get knocked down, you have to stand up. You got to step to the side. You got to step forward. I believe you have to step backward as well. They look in your eyes, and this is how they determine, hey, we should continue or hey, we shouldn't. And dude, in Seekman's defense, and to his credit, they had to go again. And he got back up there. Pono lines up, does the measure, smack. And Seekman went down, and then they called it. That was that. And Pono did his thing, running around the stage. He broke out some breakdancing moves, which was awesome. So we had a jersey getting ripped. We had breakdancing moves. I mean, the night was just getting started. Crazy time, fam. Crazy time. So Pono and Seekman, good match. Look, the only time matches are weird in Power Slap for me is if someone really just kind of fluffs, they totally missed the mark, or the slap was like something, it was off the mark is basically the only time. Other than that, everyone knows no one wants to flinch. No one wants to club. No one wants to foul. No one wants to step, because at the end of the day, it's literally in the title. You just want to slap them and hopefully you get knocked out, because if you start right hooking people, you know what I mean, hitting them in the neck or above their eye, things like that, that's not what it's about. I mean, maybe in the beginning or maybe now people still think it's just a sideshow or whatever. But no, there's a specific way to do it. And when it's done right, there's nothing better, man. The sound it makes, the intensity that comes instantly. I was just on Wes's Instagram, Wes Mena, and he called it the home run derby of fighting, which I think is a good analogy. That's what you're looking for. So anyway, Pono got the W. Fantastic time. Let's keep moving up. Okay, bro. Manny and KO Chris. Chris, I love you, dude. I love you, man. You've come on the show, shown us nothing but love. We tried to get you up to Sweet Talks. It didn't work out. But yeah, you showed us nothing but love. So back to you. I know it's a little bit harder. You had some stuff going on with the weight and, maybe even some stuff personally. I don't know. It's not my business. But you showed up regardless of the weight situation, and you still wanted to have a fight. And you did that, dude. The most gangster thing was Manny just leaning back. Manny just walked up there, leaning back on the chalk podium, just like, all right, I'm ready. Let's do this. And sure enough, TKO, round one. Manny's the winner. And he didn't shy away on the mic. The last match with KO Chris, I talked about it a lot. He was an animal crawling across the stage. The excitement was real. And it was cool to see Manny on the mic with some energy, with some excitement. He called out he was like, I hope I'm saying this right, but I believe he was calling out the super heavyweight champ, the heavyweight champ. Like he didn't give a shit, man. He just wants to be champ. That's all. I think that's all he really does want. And the weight class doesn't matter. He just wants to show that he is about this. And the way he just leaned on that chalk podium and the way he handled the mic with so much energy after the win, Manny is about this sport. And it was fun to see. I mean, every match, fam, it's just so exciting. I just throw my arms up and start walking towards the stage after something huge happens. It's just so much fun. But Manny put on a show like a gangster. And KO Chris, he will be back. He's a tough son of a gun, dude. He's a tough son of a gun. Now we get to Babyface and Azael. I mean, what can you say more about these guys? Hell of strikers, hell of competitors, hell of human beings. They're genuine guys, They put in the work, and I'm not just talking about Power Slap. They put in the work in their life too. And when it comes to the sport, they put in all the work. They don't take it for granted. And this has been a long time coming, and it finally got here. There's Azael heads bouncing around the stadium. You got Babyface screaming, "Not today!" after the first round. Like, it was real. It was intense, and you could feel it. One sec, fam. My dog's barking. Hold on one sec. This is real life, fam. So anyway, a lot of excitement for this match. Long time coming. And dude, they showed out, man. I mean, Azael, heavy strikes on Anthony. Anthony stumbled Azael once, but then he got right back at it like he does, because he's that guy, man. He's about this. And they go again, and the next thing you know, Anthony pulls out for the win, TKO round 4. And what's important, I think, especially on the Azael side, it took 4 rounds. That's important, because there's a lot of shit talkers, and there's a lot of people saying, I can do this. But to fight consistently like Azael, and to fight consistently like Anthony, and to still be able to go all those rounds, you're a tough son of a bitch, dude. You're a tough son of a bitch. It just didn't go your way that night. And Anthony was super, man, he was kind of emotional. It was awesome. I saw him afterwards, and he was just so grateful, this moment to lead up to this big moment, and to come out in the way that he did. You could really tell that he was grateful, which was huge to see. And Azael, we haven't spoken with him yet, but he's coming on soon. Want to get his take, how he's feeling, everything like that. I don't think he, lost any fans. I think he gained more fans, to be honest. I don't think he lost any credibility in the sport whatsoever. The man moves weight classes. His first match is for the belt. I think it just, it was just that night. So I'm excited to talk to him and get his feel, or how he's feeling, and what he's thinking about in the future, things like that. But dude, crazy match. The night moves on. It was so much fun. Okay, Ron and Russell. I always want to say Kai Boy, because that's his Instagram handle. So Ron comes out of retirement. He's fighting Russell. They get it to the podiums. They do their thing, and it ends up being that Ron wins by disqualification. I'm not going to speak. I haven't spoken to Ron or Russell yet afterwards for their take on it, but it sounded like something was going on with Ron, maybe his eye. But anyway, Ron ends up winning by disqualification, and Russell was not happy, and frankly, who would be? He wanted to keep going. He's got that fighter spirit. He wanted to keep banging. He wanted to go. And Ron just felt like he couldn't keep going. And in that moment, he had that option. So he took it. They asked Ron if he would, basically run it back. And he said, yeah. Ron's a real keep to himself, quiet guy, real humble guy. So my personal take is, even though that's not the way anybody wanted it to end, I think something really must have been going on with him, because even though he is kind of quiet, keeps to himself, soft-spoken, he is a dog, man. Like, he goes the rounds. And for him to speak up in that way. I'm just curious of what was actually going on. I can't wait to talk to him and find out. And then with Russell, man, it's just like, look, if I was him, I'd want a rematch like now. I'd want a rematch like on the very next card, because these people, they wait, they put in the work, they get the time, they get the shot, and for it to end like that, all I'm saying is I'd want an immediate rematch if I was him. And frankly, as a fan, I'd like to see that, But that's how that match went. It was cool. Always cool to see it live and in person. All right, now we get to the super heavyweight title. Bro, I've already hit everybody up. I've hit Dane up. I hit Dumpling up. I want to know what they're thinking now. Dane got crowned new champ. A lot of people were surprised. Like I said, talking about Dumpling before, he was like, he hit me every which way, but nothing was a slap. What was that? He wants a rematch. I think he would have rematched him that night if the what's it called? The fucking if the commission would have sanctioned it that night, I think he would have fought him again that night. It was crazy though. So we crowned a new super heavyweight champ. They went to war, man. They really did. Hands were switched up, and I'm just glad I'm not a judge. I'm glad I'm not a ref, because that match was close, and they ended up giving it to Dane, Crazy's brother. So it's a family affair, absolutely. Blaine even went up on stage afterwards and shouted out his mother, saying, she's the real champ, you're the real champ. But the moment absolutely 100% belonged to Dane, and I can't wait for his next match, see if he can defend that shit. And I'm trying to get him on the pod as well to get his take, but Power Slap showed out this past weekend in Las Vegas, and the after party. So matches got over. We worked our way out to the after party, and me and Tiny Niece hung out in the high roller room, got to meet some cool people, got another little video with Dana, which was awesome. But overall, we just got to, hang out, meet new people, network, have a good time. We got to know some new faces. It's always fun to go with like the girls, because like as an example, Gwynny and Allie kept getting asked if they were influencers, which was awesome. Got to meet up with the Gorilla Beverages team, as Gwynny would say, our new bestie. Karin, owner of Gorilla Beverages, alternative beverage, a little THC infused drink, you hear me? A little THC infused seltzer, you hear me? And super fun. Got to know Zach from the Makeshift podcast pretty good. But what was funny is, so the after party is in the high roller room, and then everyone's talking about we're going to live for the after party. We've got, so-and-so's got a table, so-and-so's got a table, and we're just getting the kiddos situated and going to head up to the after party. So Allie went with the kids, Gwynny came with me, and we had 2 rounds of the after party. The first round went like this. Got Isaiah, got Cynthia, got Azael, got his family, and we're about to head up. Azael's still like in his fucking jersey. So his stuff was up in our room. We went up to leave some stuff for him. But then coming back down, we were going to head up to the club. But he's like, I don't have my ID. I don't have my, I don't have my shirt. I'm just in my jersey. And we were kind of giving him a hard time. We're like, dude, Azael, the Power Slap jersey is your ID, man. But anyway, we got his shirt, we got his ID. So we head up to the club. Isaiah's leading us around. The champ can lead like no other. You know what I mean? Got us to the right person for full scope management. Sean was there. So it was funny. Mikey had a friend that could let us in as well at the time. We had a bunch of people with us. And we get inside, and it's just what you would imagine. Lights everywhere, music everywhere, going up to the DJ booth. It was kind of insane, right? So I see Marissa, and I'm like, oh shit, this must be it or whatever. So I'm hitting her up. I'm yelling her name, Marissa. We're like up at the DJ station at Club Live, Fontainebleau, and Leo's something. I always forget his last name, Specky. I think it's Specky. Leo Specky was there. Pono's hanging out with him, all that kind of stuff. We're trying to get in. And Marissa comes over. She's like, hey, this isn't my table. This is something different. And I'm like, oh, shit. But then our boy from Dios Azul came across, and shout out Dios Azul, always at the club, always hanging out, always partying, always the bottles are everywhere. And he was able to get us, across the magical rope. The clubs have magical ropes. We were able to cross the magical rope. Got to say what's up to Pono, danced a little bit, but it was crowded, son. And tried to get Isaiah's wife to have a sit real quick, just to, take a load off. And Leo was like, what are you doing? I go, I didn't know what to do, because I guess that was like a private area where we were trying to get Cynthia to sit down. And I don't know. And he's just like, what are you doing? I go, I was just wanted a high five. And he's like, why? And I said, for fun, man. So we high fived him. And then I looked at Gwynny and I was like, look, maybe we just bounce. The vibes are kind of off a little bit. Could have been because it was a long day. It could have been a lot of stuff. But I looked at Gwynny and I was like, we did the club thing. Let's leave. So we we're done. Allie's up with the boys still. So Allie didn't even come down yet. It's late, whatever. So we walk down, but then we run into Karin. Gorilla Beverages, our new bestie. And he's like, where are you going? I got a table. Let's go up. And I'm like, I look at Gwynny and I'm just going, man, I don't know. Like, it's up to you. And she goes, no, it's up to you. I love it when girls do that because you never know if that's girl world and they actually mean the opposite or if they really mean it's up to you. Always hard to tell. I still don't know. And I feel like I have my black belt in women mind, girl world. So I look at Karin, I look at Gwynny, and I just straight up said, fuck it, let's go. So we go up to Club Live again, letting Allie know the in real time, the game plan. We get inside. We go to, sorry, fam. I don't know what to do because our dog sucks. I hate the dog. And if I put her outside the room, it's actually worse, believe it or not. She claws, bumps, scratches the door. But if I leave her inside the room, she's usually pretty chill. But we must have something going on outside. I digress. Gucci, hush. Yeah, the dog's named Gucci. So I say, fuck it, let's go. So we go up to Club Live, giving Allie the play-by-play because she's still with the kids. And we get to our table, and it was awesome. It was awesome. Dirtbag Boys are there. Daddy Wellness was there. Now, mind you, look, I don't know YouTubers and influencers until I know them, and that's real. So going up to the club, I saw Daddy Wellness. So I recognized him. I'm like, oh, shit, that'd be cool if we could get a photo with him. I didn't know his crew, the Dirtbag guys or whatever the fuck they're called. But, dude, they were at our table. So we get to the table. There's space. It's not so jammed anymore. I look at Gwynny. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. I look at Karin. I'm just like, this is what I'm talking about. Karin was like, what are we drinking? Allie's like, not Allie. Gwynny's like, champagne? He's like, cool. So we orders all these fucking Red Bulls, champagne, vodka, shots, all that stuff. And we just had a good time, man. Up on the couch, dancing, waving the hands in the air, popping confetti, shades on, the whole bit, just having the best time ever. And then Allie texted about 1:30 in the morning, are you still down there? And I was like, yes, come down. Our bestie came through. We got a table, all this kind of stuff. And she made her way down. I went out to get her. And then coming back, there were like 2 or 3 guys holding up signs, Dirtbag, I want to pick, Dirtbag, I want to pick. And I'm like, what the hell? I don't know. And turns out the guy I was sitting next to, just talking most of the night, was this Dirtbag guy. And he's connected to Daddy Wellness. And it was just like, oh, okay, I get it now. I get it. But super fun time. That's how you should have your first club experience. And that's what it was for tiny niece Gwynny. She wanted the Vegas club experience, and we absolutely got that. The dog's barking again. We're just going to power through it. I don't like that. Such a distraction. We're going to edit that out, so don't worry. So Gwynny had that club experience. It was awesome. We leave the club about 2:30, something like that. And yeah, dude, great night, memorable night. And then the next day, we all got up a little bit earlier than we wanted to because we wanted to hit the pool and just have it, before it got crowded. So we did that and just hanging out, man, and did our thing. Maybe that was the day we went shopping. I'm not sure. Zoe had never seen Vegas before, so we went out shopping. Gwynny was nice enough to kind of take the kiddos out while Allie and I went to another watch party with Full Scope Management with Marissa, Isaiah, Cynthia, Pono, Jackie, everybody else. I can't remember. Bryce was there. Deo was there. Look, if I don't say your name, I still love you. There was a lot of people there. It was a lot of fun. And so Gwynny got to take the kiddos around Vegas so they could see it. And Allie and I went to the UFC watch party at Flanker. And they had a cake out for Pono's birthday. Head Rush was there. Shout out to Bert and Bruna. But yeah, it was just a cool, chill next day. Hang out, did a little shopping, went to dinner, got to go to another watch party, hang out with the crew. And then after that, we hit up Bestie again to go just meet up for some drinks later at Fontaine Bleu. And bro, we were talking to Karin, Tiffany, and I forget the other 2 people's names. Oh, they're going to kill me. But anyway, just so much fun, man. Zach showed up from Makeshift, and there was a cool moment with Zach, actually. He You know, we're just talking about the podcast and how it was unexpected and, you know, just different things. And then next thing you know, there's like a group of 3 or 4 guys. They're like, oh my gosh, that's the makeshift guy. So they came up, took a photo with him. And it was funny because that happened after we were talking with Zach about how it's just cool to see something that you've worked on grow and get recognized, things like that. And then next thing you know, he gets recognized and we have to take a photo for him and his fans, which was fun. But dude, we were talking with everyone till about 4 o'clock in the morning. And it was just great to get to know him. I got to try the elixir beverages from Gorilla Beverages. And I got to tell you, ooh, it's good. Can't taste the cannabis at all. Fantastic. I can't. I'm supposed to be getting some seltzers from this dude, so we'll see. But so much fun to get to know him and his wife. They're going out to New Orleans to do another launch party for Gorilla Beverages. We're trying to put together a live podcast. We'll see if that works. That's what would be in place of Sweet Talks, or we could just call it Sweet Talks Live or something. But yeah, such cool vibes, such cool people, such a cool weekend, such a cool week for me. I was there 7 days, yo. Always gets better, always gets more fun. And the next card coming up is literally like in a week and a half. I haven't done anything. I need to book a room. I need to get flights. I need to get all the shit together for the podcast. I need to interview as many guys as I can on the upcoming card this week and get it out. So the following week, we can be getting ready for New Orleans. A lot to do, but exciting, super fun. It gets better every time, and it brings a natural energy, you know, and a very healthy distraction as well. You know, we just started doing this for fun, and it's cliche, but things that you do for fun end up being something, you know, bigger or something you weren't expecting maybe. And that's what's going on. So look, we're just going to still stay us, be us. I'm going to keep doing this selfish Thirsty Thursday project for, you know, for selfish reasons, just to talk about life, family, all that kind of stuff. But life and family was literally power slapped this last week. So much so last week I couldn't even do a Thirsty Thursday. We had to skip it. There was too much going on. So yeah, everybody, grab a beverage, sip it away. Tomorrow's the 4th of July. Crack some fireworks open if you're that kind of person, and just know it's going to be all right because you're special. All right, fam. Bye.